Unbelievable what just happened to these two Alabama players. I wasn't expecting this revelation, and it's surprising how things got to this point. What to do now to fix this? Quarterback Keelan Russell and center Racing Delgado, two names that could become legendary in the recent history of the Tide, built an absolutely devastating chemistry throughout the preseason. Subscribe to our channel right now because you are going to follow every move of this duo up close as they promise an explosion in the Crimson attack. The news is confirmed by none other than Michael Carroll, the only player who survived the offensive line's defensive mega disaster in 2025. And check out what he says about this partnership in the making. I feel like they've built a bond and they're continuing to build. I think throughout the season they're going to continue to form that relationship and use all of that to win. There it is. That's the confirmation we needed. Let me contextualize the full scenario for you because this is huge for understanding the scale of this story. Alabama reached the end of 2025 in shambles. The offensive line didn't work. It was pure tragedy week after week. Fans screaming, coaches bitter, players fighting against a structure that was collapsing. It was a season no one wants to remember. But here comes the plot twist that changes everything. Nick Saban and the coaching staff decided not to let this disaster repeat itself. They hit the transfer portal and brought in offensive talents. It was no longer the time to improvise or rely on hope. It was time to destroy. And that is exactly what Alabama did. Racing Delgado arrived as one of those super talents from the transfer portal, a center who promises to be armored in protecting the quarterback. And that's where the magic happens. Keelan Russell, this quarterback who carries the weight of a dynasty on his back, finds in Delgado something no other player offered: pure trust. That kind of relationship that only builds when two players breathe together, when the ball leaves the hand as if by telepathy. Michael Carroll witnessed this up close and kept it real in his commentary. These two are creating a relationship that will transcend the limits of the field. What makes this partnership explosive is simple. Russell needs time to throw, and Delgado is exactly who will give him that time. While Russell is looking for the big pass to the receivers, Delgado is down on the ground forming an impenetrable fortress. This synergy is pure gold for any powerhouse university offense, like Alabama. Michael Carroll isn't just anybody talking about this. He survived the carnage of 2025. He saw firsthand the difference between an offensive line that works and one that collapses. When Carroll says Russell and Delgado have built a bond, he's speaking with experience, with expert knowledge. He is seeing live the revolution that can transform Alabama again. The fallout from this goes beyond the upcoming game. We're talking about a structural change in the Tide's offense. We're talking about a quarterback who will have time, who won't be chased from all sides of the field. We're talking about a team that came out of a humiliating season and is reconstituting itself with fire in their eyes. Alabama fans are already breathing a sigh of relief. Social media is exploding with analyses of this new dynamic duo. Football analysts are already shaking up their papers and shouting that this changes everything for the championship. And you know why? Because football is 60% offensive protection. If your quarterback has time, you win. If your quarterback is chased, you lose. It's as simple as that. The 2026 campaign is practically starting, and we already have a leading indicator that acts as fuel: the unshakable union between Keelan Russell and Racing Delgado. While other teams are still adjusting their pieces, Alabama already has two names that breathe together as if they were a single unit. That is power. That is preparation. That is the DNA of champions. Michael Carroll closed his commentary making it clear that he expects wins. It's not just about building a cool bond for social media. It's about building a bond that results in trophies. It's about building a relationship that wins games. And that is the difference between mediocre teams and destiny teams. Now, if you want to be at the epicenter of this transformation, if you want to follow every move of this duo that can revolutionize American college football, you need to be subscribed right here to our channel. Because next week, when this offense takes the field, you're going to remember this conversation we had today. You're going to see Keelan Russell with all the time in the world to look for his receivers, protected by Racing Delgado as if he were inside an invincible capsule. History is being written right now. Alabama is rising from the ashes of 2025, and the Russell-Delgado duo is the ignition of this upcoming explosion. Stay tuned.